compared to the rest of the fucking division. I'd have to Zader, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't even fucking know. I hope. I hope I'd play the computer. Oh yeah, I'd probably play the computer. So he's on a bye. So I'd play the computer, then have to play either him or Zader. Oh shit. Oh man, I forgot you put Trey Flowers on fucking Jaguars. God damn it. I forgot that you sent Trey Flowers to the Jags.
Madden 19 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs.
You got some passing time now, right?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. Leading the charge is the UCF product, who hails from right there in the Orlando area in Altamont Springs.
Damn. I'm fucking chasing you for the running. Trying to at least.
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
I think I'm second to you.
For him, all he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Oh yeah, I ain't catching you.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Oh, he shifts past him. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 15 carries, 6
Check where mine is at.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him
offense,
on the field
running back.
Just running back. From the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to jump up there and
where you at?
The top of the list.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams
what about just our one running back?
But I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
I don't even think I'm up there, actually, because my running back changed.
Nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Bortles going to run the draw with Fournette. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said right down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Who's watching?
Good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
I got a lot to go.
That was a good start getting playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pre-game.
All right, I'm dropping 250.
That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play.
Nice.
And this is going to be incomplete. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
But that doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they got something.
Oh, they get to the
I blocked it.
Blocked.
Yes. I blocked his field goal.
Here, remember.
So the next time we leave one of those coaches meetings and we're walking out in the hall and you're like, how come we spend so much time talking about special teams?
There you go. This is why.
This is why, right? And then look, I'm right there with you. We hear it every time we coaches,
Damn.
but it is a big part of it. And look at how early in the game this occurs. They block a kick, and not only does it set a tone, it sends a message for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so much for our first points of the game. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that out of production.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
Oh!
First down.
He was wide open.
Yeah. To get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Nothing doing, barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Not that many.
Able to push his way forward here for
I think I only had like, damn.
4 on the ground there. They're now left.
Check it. I don't know how many I have.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed, I mean, the flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 more there and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They'll try to run with Hunt. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
He'll get it up the middle. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Murray now.
Oh, you bitch.
Incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down
I threw the ball
field,
just a tad too
once they
late.
got their backs to the goal line, turned up the
But there was somebody coming right at me.
Oh.
And that hits the right upright,
Wow.
but goes in anyway.
Okay.
Bounce there that could
It hit the right upright and bounced in.
But he gets it to go. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So he needed a little assist from his friend the right upright, but 3 points all the same.
Yeah, he's a right-footed kicker. Normally, you don't
Just
mess
jumping
with
up
the
and
right
down.
upright as a right-footed kicker, right? You're trying to bring it back right to left. But in this case, he got the assist. Right was right.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
You're back in Virginia.
What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. They've got a 3rd down and a yard to start things out.
Here we go.
Make the most of your time.
They'll try and run for it.
Oh.
And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
That's not that bad, actually.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones.
It's a lot of wear to it. Is your own personal vehicle?
In
Or?
sync and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
It's legit, really, all highway.
When I was a kid, I
Highway
was getting
miles.
real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Dumps it off to Fournette.
Yeah.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many
On the
things
potty?
to account for in today's passing game.
Nice.
Including the back sneaking
Oh,
out of the
shit. My daughter
backfield.
just shit on the
Not
potty.
quite as bad
That's
as
a good
turkey
fucking
bowl where you have
milestone.
that center-eligible stuff, but still, a lot of guys to account for.
She used the bathroom on the toilet.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the throw of football.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
What's good locally?
And now here comes Kansas City. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well
like
within
local
range
places.
of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bash.
Super toe.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
A toss play to Hunt. And he powers his way up past the 30.
So you pretty much had everything around you.
There to make the tackle.
How long have you been there now?
Play this call,
Almost a year.
Hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
From the gun on 3rd down. Murray, throw left side complete. That's Harper. And he's got some space here. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
Shit.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point.
Yeah.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Yeah.
Butker now to kick this one away.
I've never been to a hibachi.
This is fielded at the goal line.
Nah.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Nah.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives
on
like
6-11?
the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
See, I don't know. I'm not familiar with up that way.
Pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On the run, this is Hunt. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Yeah.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
With that Saki thing? Oh, yeah. Oh, why'd he go that way? All right, he fell off
Just
right
4
there.
yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in
Is
excellent
it?
field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those
Pay for a
touchdown
name.
hopes alive.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Throwing on 1st down. Murray. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. Tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
Whoever's watching, come join me in the party, man.
Block, keep to your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Butker now to add the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Butker now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go again, Blake Bortles marches back onto the field with his offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man.
I knew where they were going.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On second down, here's Bortles. And a hit turned loose. It's incomplete. This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Bortles. Got his man complete over the middle.
Fuck.
It's Cole. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Uh-oh, what, baby?
They'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run with Hunt, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
This is Hunt. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Well, it was stopped on that play. We had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray, and incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up third down.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way.
What?
It would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
What's so funny?
On third down.
Oh, wow.
That's Hunt down to the 25.
10,
just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a fourth down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. And the kick by Butker is good. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it is the Jets who have the lead in that one. The Jets locked it.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Hunt. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of
Mommy
these
say you
runs, he's
pooped in
getting
the
past
potty.
the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So second and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll run it here with Hunt. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. O.J. Howard hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle.
As far as tight ends go, if you get 3 or 4 touchdowns in a season, that's usually counted as a pretty good year.
And CD, he just hit double digits. That's 10 touchdowns for him now.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to applaud. That's elite level production.
Butker now to kick this one away.
Oh, baby.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the #1 or #2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. On second down, here's Fournette. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll get this one down near the 20.
Come on, man. I'm sick of these fucking injuries.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Still
if he's fucking out the whole game, this is fucking bullshit. Or he's out the rest of the season.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A handoff to Fournette. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That was a terrific job by the defense, stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense, because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Don't bite that.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
To throw on 2nd down.
Wow, he just dove far.
Over the middle, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
Miles Jack can just flat out cover. Doesn't matter who's out there, and he can do it really well in man. How about what he just did there in zone, though? eyes in the right place, saw where the ball was going, reacted appropriately, and knocked it away.
No, check, Patriot! On third down.
Damn, I got to punt it.
Able to get
Fuck!
downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double A-gap blitz, there's 2 guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A-gap wasn't open for the defense to exploit. The offensive line took care of it, protected it, and moved the defensive guys out of the way to allow for that nice run.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything.
What?
Oh. And gets the ball to a
he didn't even fucking
quicker.
jump.
They're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Bortles now on 1st down. His throw incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing now is Bortles. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1st down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Bortles now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Bortles to throw on 2nd down.
Oh.
And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
Ball start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Bortles, got to have this one.
Yo, he wouldn't let me jump. Oh, this fucking game, man. He really wouldn't even let me jump.
And the Jaguars make some inroads here.
That was a touchdown.
So now Bortles
Are you
will bring the
serious?
Jags
That
up
was
to
a
go for
fucking...
2. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score defensively. How do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now it's Hunt. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Oh, able to avoid him. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll toss it to Hunt. Again, he finds an opening. And down to the 16-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter, in the zone, the ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys,
they will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Chiefs add on to their lead. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Extra point safely through. And they open the lead up now to 25. Butker now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shift their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. To throw, it's Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Throwing is Bortles. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Here we go now.
They run again with Hunt. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for
Still
nothing on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. How many people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 45 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the time they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, zero, nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
On third down, that's Hunt, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be fourth down now. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis.